now for something a little bit different, as they used to say in my country. How can you deliver love and sustainability through flowers? I'm sure that's a question that many of you have asked. And here's the story of a soon-to-be unicorn that's disrupting the floral industry by satisfying consumers and supporting farmers. Please welcome the founder and CEO of the Bouqs company, John Tabis.
Hi, everybody. Before I start, just want to say, first time in Israel, and the hospitality is just amazing. Please give yourselves a round of applause for just being awesome human beings. Really very, very proud to be here. We're a company, wait a second, did anybody else do the math on how much dead they are? I'm 54% dead. Thanks, Naz. Let's hurry up with this presentation, I guess, and get back to living. So our mission at the Bouqs company is to change the way that people show love to one another. The global floral industry is $100 billion, and it hasn't changed in 100 years. You think about flowers, and you think about important moments, birthdays, graduations. Your daughter is in a play. You get engaged, you get married, you die, and there are flowers there. And it is this thing that is present in our lives, and we almost forget. But what's really interestingly weird about the category is no one even asks the question, where did the flowers come from? We've all been taught over the last 15 years to think a lot about where our food comes from. Is it organic? What's in it? How was it grown? And yet we have this $100 billion category where those questions simply aren't asked. Our mission is to change the way we commemorate those important moments by connecting people to where the flowers come from so they can be educated and make really smart choices about it. And our vision ultimately is to build the largest floral brand in the world for the betterment of that entire community. And that's from the florist that prepares it, to the consumer that buys it or receives it, and also to the farmhand in the often second and third world countries producing the product. Building a sustainable and responsible business is important. And it's differentiating today. It should not be differentiating. It should be the standard way that we operate in the world. I should not come up here and talk about how different we are because we're responsible in our business. And at some day in the future, and I have complete faith this will happen, every single business will care about how they operate. Every single consumer will be responsible in the way they spend their dollars because they will care. But it's on all of us in this room, all of you as consumers, and especially as investors, to support those companies with that kind of mission. So my challenge to you today is, when you make an investment, every single marginal dollar, put it towards a business making the world a little bit better. Not just my business, not just the businesses you see here today. Every single dollar, that marginal dollar you spend in the world, ask yourself, is my consumption of this making the world a better place, or is it just making me feel better for a couple minutes? Really make that conscious consumerism a part of your life. A little bit about the floral industry itself. It is massively broken. Again, a $100 billion category where between 1/3 and 50% of the flowers that leave the farm die without ever being sold. Think about that. Up to half of the product being farmed, all the land, all the labor, all the fuel is being completely wasted up to half of the time. There's no transparency on where the flowers come from. If I give you a red rose from Farm A, and Farm A is responsible, they'd never use red label chemicals. They would never cut down the rainforest. They recycle 100% of their rainwater. Farm B does all of these things. You have no way to know which is the good flower unless you control it all the way to the source. There are all these negative externalities, and my co-founder who ran one of these farms came to me one day and said, they don't have to be there. If we can get the supply chain shortened and tell the story of the farmer that does it the right way, we can educate people and bring them into a different way of consuming this category. This is what the supply chain in the United States looks like today, and there's a lot going on here, but just to simplify it, you have farms in South America selling to importers in Miami, who sell to wholesalers around the country, who sell to florists, who get orders from some other online business. So how in the world can you hold anyone accountable to how they consume this product when that's the mess you're looking at? And so what we did was we said, let's just work with the farm. So we deploy technology at farms. We work with 140 farms around the world, all of them third-party verified sustainable, which means they're not cutting down the rainforest, they're recycling their water, no red label chemicals, fair labor practices. And we allow the customer to shop directly from that farm. It means that we eliminate waste from 50% down to 2.5%. Thank you. It means that instead of no transparency, we have full transparency and full accountability to our farmers. If our farmers start to cut corners, they're off the platform. And it's really reinforces the social good mission at the source. We pay our farmers 20% more than they get anywhere else in the world, precisely so they can continue to invest in those responsible practices. Press loves the mission. Celebrities love the mission. Drew Barrymore really loves the mission. Social media has been one of the primary ways that we've grown because people care about this mission as well. And this has worked in terms of sales. We're at 130% CAGR since the launch of the company, with 50 to 60% of our sales coming from repeat buyers. When you give people a reason to shop that is beyond make a transaction with me, they will come back. They will buy into your brand in a way that is beyond the economic transaction. And I hope that, I've been so inspired here the last couple of days with the amazing companies within our crowd, within Jerusalem, within Israel. And I'm just so thankful to be part of such an amazing, dynamic, and really committed community. So thank you all for having me. And please think about when you invest in more than just the economic return. Invest in making the world a slightly better place. Thank you.